In a startling statement that has reignited debate over divisions within Washington's national security establishment, former U.S. National Security Adviser Michael Flynn has accused the Central Intelligence Agency of actively working against President Donald Trump. Flynn alleged that officials within the CIA, in coordination with certain European intelligence agencies, sought to sabotage Trump's attempts to broker peace in Ukraine, claiming that entrenched interests opposed any diplomatic resolution to the war. According to Flynn's interview cited by RT, he further accused what he described as European NATO warmongers of colluding with factions inside the U.S. intelligence community to push continued conflict in the region rather than negotiation or de-escalation. Former NSA, Michael Flynn said, quote, "The EU aka NATO, minus the United States, desperately wants war with Russia. Tulsi Gabbard can speak for herself and does in her typically courageous way, read below. First, our CIA is in cahoots with MI6 and others in the EUIC community. These and other warmongers in our own administration as well as the Congress want perpetual war. I'm personally sick of it. It's been over 10 years now. Keep in mind we were in Afghanistan and Iraq for 20 years and it cost us trillions along with a massive loss of prestige. Donald Trump, sir, you need to put your foot down on the situation in Eastern Europe. And the lies you're being fed by Europe and parts of the USIC. We the people of the United States no longer want this war. We don't want to spend another penny on a tin pot dictator who arrests opposition voices to include in his own RODA, Congress, and the media." Unquote. Michael Flynn's explosive remarks surfaced amid reports of delicate back-channel negotiations between US and Russian officials taking place in Miami, discussions believed to be centered around potential paths to end the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. According to multiple sources, Russian envoy Kirill Dmitriev recently held private meetings with Trump associates Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, signaling renewed diplomatic engagement outside formal government channels. Insiders familiar with the discussion suggest that the key focus of these meetings was the development of a provisional peace framework, one that could serve as a foundation for a broader political settlement between Russia and Ukraine. Notably, Flynn's statements appear to align in tone with recent comments made by the U.S. Director of National Intelligence, who acknowledged the growing complexity of behind-the-scenes negotiations involving both nations. Meanwhile, Tulsi Gabbard openly accused Reuters of spreading misinformation and propaganda regarding Russia's intentions in Ukraine, adding further controversy to an already polarized media environment. For its part, Moscow has accused certain NATO member states in Europe of obstructing peace efforts by interfering in the negotiation process, claiming that Western hawks are determined to prolong the conflict. According to a detailed report by Reuters, U.S. intelligence assessments suggest that Russian President Vladimir Putin's strategic objectives in Ukraine remain fundamentally unchanged, despite more than 3 years of devastating conflict. The report claims that Putin continues to harbor ambitions of capturing the entirety of Ukrainian territory and, in the longer term, seeks to reassert control over regions of Eastern Europe once within Moscow's sphere of influence. Reuters cited 6 unnamed sources described as being directly familiar with U.S. intelligence briefings, lending credence to concerns that Russia's geopolitical goals have not softened, even amid mounting battlefield losses. These findings stand in sharp contrast to statements made by President Donald Trump, who has publicly asserted that Putin is eager to end the war and has expressed interest in negotiated peace through ongoing back-channel talks.